get you back to that breaking news we were telling you about at the top of the broadcast. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is out.
Yeah, the president made that known on Truth Social just before 2 this afternoon and says he will nominate Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin as her replacement.
All right, so we know this also comes just 2 days of testimony, after 2 days of testimony in front of the House and the Senate, where we know Noem was asked some tough questions by both Democrats and Republicans over her handling of the agency.
We've got CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland joining us now with more. And Scott, we know Noem had been just really enveloped by numerous controversies during her time at DHS.
Yeah, and one notable moment, Scott, from her testimony with the Senate was with Louisiana Senator John Kennedy asking her about her $220 million television ad spending featuring her. Here's that moment.
The president approved ahead of time you spending $220 million running TV ads across the country in which you are featured prominently.
Yes, sir. We went through the legal processes, did it correctly.
Did the president know you were going to do
OMB.
this?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but now we're hearing that President Trump told Reuters that he did not approve of that ad spending. So, Scott, could that have played a role in her firing at all?
It sure could, and you have a sense here in this town that somebody's in trouble when their own party's senators are asking the hardest, most visceral questions at a hearing. And that's what we saw over the past 48 hours. It was Republicans really pushing Kristi Noem on how she's spending money and how she's doing her job. Those videos at the airports, and you see them at Dulles, Reagan, and BWI if you fly, of Kristi Noem talking about security in her department, the advertisements we've seen on TV about Customs and Border Protection featuring Kristi Noem that cost tens of millions of taxpayer dollars. There's certainly a concern she was upstaging the president by blanketing those TV screens with her images and her voice. That was a breaking point, but the deaths, the killings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minneapolis, the alleged heavy hand immigration has had here in the district beginning in August 2025 during the ratcheted up security, all of this played a role in her demise.
So let's talk about who President Trump has picked for her replacement, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin. We know he served in the House for 10 years. He was just seated in the Senate only 3 years ago. Seems to have good relationships on both sides of the aisle, too.
He is a loyal MAGA soldier in the U.S. Senate, Leslie, but he's a senator, which gives him a head start in any confirmation process in the U.S. Senate, where senators tend to look more favorably on their own. It's his first term as a Republican in Oklahoma, and he was one of the ones who was in the House chamber January 6, 2021, trying to defend it against the insurrectionist mob. But in the time since, Senator Mullin has become sympathetic to the January 6 rioters, to the Trump agenda, to the president himself, and has clearly positioned himself well to be the top figure in Homeland Security in America if and when he's confirmed.
Okay,
That's
going to be
the
watching this all play out.
And then just a reminder that, you know, DHS has not had its full funding. So there are a number of entities and people who are impacted by this government shutdown, which doesn't appear to be ending anytime soon. So that is something that needs a whole lot of attention too, Scott, for sure.
A partial government shutdown continues indefinitely.
All right, Scott, thank you.